Vernon jumps out to a quick 1-0 lead here as Leslie Werner weaves her way in, and she scores as she's able to beat the Sparta keeper, and the Vikings take the quick lead. Then it's Brittany Ask with the dodge for the Vikings as she scores for the undefeated Vikes, and they take a 2-0 lead over the Spartans. And watch the Vikes off the turnover as Leslie Werner finds Jess Mills, who scores, and Vernon's big three of Werner, Ast, and Mills gives the Vikings a 3-0 lead over the Spartans. Mills scored another goal before Sparta scores here as Claire Schmitzer makes the athletic play as she scoops up the ground ball and then finds the back of the net, and Sparta trails 3-1. Now watch this nice set play by the Vikings as Leslie Werner pops out and she scores, and Vernon goes up 6-1. Sparta's not going away in this one. Watch Juliana Vitola with the pretty wraparound shot, and she scores to cut Vernon's lead to 6-2 here in the first half. Vernon goes up 8-2, and then the Vikings make it 9-2 off the draw. Watch Brittany Ash use her blazing speed as she breaks in, and she scores her 5th goal of the half for the Vikings. Mills then notches her 3rd goal of the half here for the Vikings as they push their lead to 10-2 over the Spartans. But Sparta comes right back, and it's Emily Carice as she makes a nice pass to Claire Schmitzer, and she scores, and Sparta trails 9-3. Sparta gets another goal here to make it 11-4. Watch Lauren Gear out of the free position go to the bounce, and she scores, and Sparta trails by 7. Now it's Brittany Parrick's turn to get into the scoring column for the Vikes. Watch her turn on the afterburners as she sprints in and scores, and Vernon pushes its lead to 12-4 late in the half. And then watch this nice dodge by Emily Carice of Sparta as she notches her 1st goal of the game, and the Spartans trail 14-5 at the half. Okay, second half we go, and Sparta's on the run as Julianne Fatola finds Nicole Ham, who buries it into the back of the net, and Sparta trails 15-6. Now watch this nice look by Jess Mills, who finds Ass for her 6th tally of the game, and Vernon leads 16-6. And Mills scores again here for the Vikes as they cruise to a 22-11 victory over the Spartans at Maple Grange Community Park in Vernon.
We came out fired up. You know, we've been looking forward to this game for a while now. We had a very good practice yesterday, and Coach told us that Sparta's coach would have them fired up. But we came out, twice as fired up, and that brought us the win.
I think everyone played really well. We all stepped up the intensity. We knew Sparta was a rival. Pope John's another one of our rivals. I think everyone just brought the intensity that we needed today.
We played very well. We all worked together because we have been practicing for a couple days now, and we knew what Sparta's capable of. So it feels great to beat one of our rivals.
We talked about playing with consistency today, and I was very happy the girls came up fired up, and they played a little bit more consistency. Coach Brendan at Sparta is probably one of the best coaches I coach against, and every time we play them, their girls are so fired up to play the game. We knew they were going to come with an intensity that was probably unlike any team we played this year. So we focused on coming in with the same intensity at the beginning of that game, and that's what we were looking to do. Coach Brennan's a great coach, and she has them fired up every time we play.
Although Sparta and Vernon are not in the same division anymore, the Vikings were happy to get bragging rights over their county rival.
They've always been a rival, and it's good to come back and play the teams that are close to you that you've been playing for your entire life. It's the same girls. You know who's going to be on the team, who's going to be the best players, because we've been with them for 4 years now.
It feels really well. We work really hard. We have a lot of heart on the team, so it feels great to know that we're one of the top teams in our in the county. So it feels good.
Well, yeah, but looking at Sussex County schools, I always am pulling for the schools. There's only one game where we're really not rooting for the Sussex County schools, and that's the game we play against them. But every other game, we're really working for each other because we want lacrosse in the county to be better, statewide. So we all back each other in Sussex County. So in terms of bragging rights, yeah, it's nice to win the game against a Sussex County team, but in the end, we're all Sussex County teams together, and we want to do well on the state level.
This Vernon team has so many weapons, but we'll talk about the big three. We got to get them a nickname. Jess Mills, Leslie Werner, and Brittany Ast, they were huge today.
It is very special. When you're out there playing, you can just look at somebody and you know that they're going to pass you the ball. You know that they're going to score the goal. It's a great feeling that you can rely on your teammates to finish the goal or finish, whatever's going on in the game. You can rely on your players to win the game.
It's really just a connection. When I'm behind the goal and I'm at position 7. Carlson calls me the quarterback of the team, but I can make less than a second of eye contact with one of them. I know exactly where they're going to cut. It's just a good feeling. Like, I don't have to predict where they're going to go. I know exactly where they're going to be on the field.
We know we've been working together for like 3 years, so we know what we're capable of. Jess and Leslie have been playing forever. I just started like 7th grade, so we know how we play. Like, we know that Leslie's always the cutter, Jess is always a quarterback, I'm always a transition one. So we always know how each other like play, and that's how we work together. We always combine and we mesh together, and it works.
Big three, it's the same thing for the past 3 years. They've been starting together for the past 3 years. They all know what each other's going to do on the field. They bring an intensity that is unmatched with anybody I've ever coached with. Their skills are amazing. They've worked so hard at it, and they deserve everything they get. They really do. They score some really nice goals, worked well together, and it's fun to watch. It really is fun to watch.
Vernon's off to a 6-0 start, and with the new division they're in, the Stars division, the competition is going to get tougher, especially at the end of this week.
Everybody is doing a great job. It's not just one individual, like you can't pick one person out on the team and say, like face guard them because they're the only player they have on the team. Like, we can do that for other teams because you notice that only one girl scores all the goals. But with us, we have, like 5 or 6 girls that just, we can rip shots. So I feel like the other teams should be very intimidated.
We came off to a really good start, and I think we can keep pushing it as long as the intensity is still there. Skill work is still building, but we're getting there.
It's going to be a really rough season because last year we weren't used to the top teams like that. But it's good. No, we can do it. Like, if we all play like the way we're capable of playing and knowing how we can play, we can do it.
We have to get back to a consistent game, consistent, hard-working game because we want to be competitive with these teams. We were talking about that in practice the other day. We really are coming up to the meat of our schedule, and we really have to have everything firing the right way to have a chance in these games. And we're working hard in practice to do that, working hard in our games, and it's all about our consistency. If we're consistent, then we'll be okay, and that's what our focus is.